Hey everybody, it is Shield Maiden SA here, and we have got some fun new comics to review today on New Comic Wednesday. For those of you that are joining for the first time, I always just kind of like to throw this out there so people kind of know what this day is all about. Wednesday is the day when the new comic books are released in the comic book shops. So what I do is I go to my local comic shop. I find comics that start with a number 1. So like this one here, you can see issue 1 of Fair Lady by Image Studios. And then what I do is I come home, I read this, and my cat is trying to mess with our feed here. There we go. And then what I do is I read these and I come and talk to you about them to give you just a little bit of information about what these comics is about. My goal is that if you are someone who is looking for a new comic to read, if you feel that you've just kind of gotten stuck in a rut with your comics, or if you've been out of the comic book game for a while and you want to, just kind of start exploring that world again, that I am able to go ahead and introduce you to some new fun comics that might be right up your alley. So, of course, always bear with me just a couple minutes because we do like to go ahead and, share this out with everybody. That way they know exactly what we are doing today, and I might have to thump a cat. Hey. Alright, give me 1 second here. We're just going to fix this. We're just going to fix this real quick here. There we go. All right. We have fixed that. That way, if she continues to bump it around, since she wants to, be a part of all of this, it's not going to keep going in and out of focus on you guys. Ha-ha! Take that, kitty. All right, there we go. We've got that fixed. All right, so now, of course, the next important thing is, like I said, share this out there to everyone all across the internet to let them know that we are going live. I know that, my lighting is a whole lot of off right now. I am hoping to have all my lighting equipment set back up before Saturday. That way, we can get back to the usual. And I know my skin looks super red under this lighting. I'm not sure why, and I just don't feel like tweaking with the video to change it. So we'll get this all shared out here. But yeah, like I said, I actually, there were a lot of really great number 1s this week, so I thought that was super cool. So that made me happy. Like I said, from some really great publishers that I really love, picking up titles from, just kind of makes it kind of an overall fun experience. And then, of course, the more people that join in and chit-chat with us about it, the more fun it is. And keep in mind, of course, if I have ever given you information that you have found beneficial, that you have found useful, that you have just thought was overall just really super cool, and if you know people that you think might also benefit from that information, feel free to go ahead and do not forget to like and share. I am not above people sharing out what I'm putting out there because, hey, really, this is all about us. Hey, Jennifer, how's it going today? This is really all about a bunch of people getting together and reading some cool comics and, sharing that knowledge because, hey, maybe some of the comics I'm reading you don't have in your area, but you can definitely go to your local comic book store and ask them to order it for you. So we're going to go ahead and start with Fair Lady. No clue based off the cover what this was about. So in this realm, and it doesn't really tell us what the realm is, fair ladies and fair men are bounty hunters of the sort. So in this one, it starts you out in the beginning where the fair lady, our main character, walks in with her very large feline companion, and they walk into an establishment and he says that he doesn't really like their kind there. Since they're there to do a job, they really don't care. Really big kitty, really small jaw. Well, so you know how things are kind of going to go from the get-go, which is cool. And then, of course, it brings you here to Fair Lady, and this one here is, I think this may possibly be a story arc that I just hadn't previously found, because this one is called Case of the Blue Rock. It is a #1. It is from Image Studios, which puts out a lot of really great, really unique titles, so I really kind of dig that. It starts you out at 5 days earlier. Now, until later in the story, you don't fully understand this image here. It's this just kind of mysterious looking image, kind of looks like a body of some sort. And you find out that they have been hired to track down another individual who her employer is claiming has embezzled money. But when they get there, there's already somebody ransacking this person's place. So you know that, hey, obviously things did not go according to plan if there's somebody else there already doing damage and tearing the place up looking for things. She goes and then, of course, has a conversation with the person who hired her about, hey, why would we be running into somebody else there? What aren't you telling us? And part of why it is called The Case of the Blue Rock is one of the things they found when they were there was this very interesting blue rock that they find out later was part of a skull. Like I said, I don't want to spoil too much of it for you, but this, I thought it was really interesting because it takes you through each of the places that they're going, and it tells you where you're going, where they're at, and where they're going. So it takes you through their travels in almost a chapter-like format, so that way it's easy for you to tell where they're going to. And it's easy for you to tell that they're not necessarily right in the same area, same quadrant, same travel zone. Each little area here will tell you that they're right outside this new town, this new community, before it starts the dialogue for that area. Ultimately, the person that the bounty hunter here, the Fair Lady, is very good at her job. They do find the person they're looking for, and they make sure that she is back safe. But, she's still pondering, all of these things that led up to the capture and the job, and what do they all really mean? Then it also kind of breaks down here that image we saw in the front was actually a map. And it gives you a little bit more detail about where she was going in each of these areas to go talk to the people to try and find the person she was looking for. So, I thought it was definitely, it's an interesting read. I do kind of like these because this story was very well told. It made sure that the reader didn't get left behind or lost. It was very sequential in the journeys and the steps she was taking to try and find the person she was hired to find. There wasn't a lot of excessive fluff. I'm not sure how long of a comic run this is going to be, just because of the way they did it that way. I don't know if maybe this is something that's intended as maybe like a 4 to 8 issue run. And the reason I say that is because there was a lot of information packed into kind of one issue. Sometimes comics, if they're going to have a longer run, like this would have all been just the initial, up till they found the people ransacking her place, and she went and talked to the guy who'd hired her, and it would have stopped there and then continued on. So there could have probably been a little bit more story building that went on, but they were really good at telling a short story in a short period of time. So definitely worth a read if you're looking for something that's a quick read, a little bit of action, a little bit of adventure, a little bit of mystery. Definitely recommend Fair Lady from Image Comics. The next one, and this is a little NSFW on the cover, we're just going to put our hand there, called Faithless, and this is from Boom Studios. Faithless starts you out in a coffee shop with a character named, just one moment here, a character named Faith. And Faith is into magic. Magic in the sense of like the way a druid is into magic. She's interested in runes and how the earth and the energies of the earth all kind of come together. As she's leaving the coffee shop, she spills some coffee on another patron who turns out is in a little bit of trouble. A little bit of boy trouble. So she kind of ducked in there. And she helps her kind of get out of that situation because he saw her duck in and was very persistent. They quickly become friends. And things just kind of seem to happen in a very unusual manner. Is it magic? Is it luck? Is it good luck? Is it bad luck? Gonna have to read probably further issues to kind of find that out. And things just kind of take a very interesting turn with Faith and the person that she found named Poppy, who is some sort of model, elitist, maybe an actress even. And so in this, they become very quick friends, but we don't know, is it because of the magic or is it just luck? So like I said, that is Faithless by Boom Studios. It's a really good story-driven comic. Not a ton of action, but it is good story. So I would definitely recommend it if you are looking for something that has some good story, some good intrigue, that maybe isn't going to go the way you think it's going to go. I would definitely recommend picking up Faithless from Boom Studios. The third comic for the day, I couldn't resist it. I had to pick it up. It was the Kiss comic from Dynamite. And this is number 1, once again. Number 1 right up there. Kiss titled as The End. And so it kind of starts you out in this kind of like weird, like, guy just kind of being harassed, like, oh, you gotta get up, it's time to get up, you know, why you sleeping your day away kind of deal. Which very promptly leads to some road rage and a car chase. And go ahead and just hop you over here. Sorry, these pages are a little bit thinner than usual. So, you know, you've got this here. Car chase, some road rage, maybe even a minor motorcycle accident. Which leads him to kind of get pulled through this time warp by this character called Jeremiah. And so, you know, he's in kind of this, like, you go from being chased on a motorcycle to all of a sudden being in this, like, mystical world with this stranger that's kind of leading you through, and you're just kind of, he's just kind of, like, not sure what to think about that. He's kind of, just kind of following along, seeing how it is, but there's a big castle. And, you know, at the top of a castle, what is there? There's always got to be a big bad. And apparently that is her father. So, you know, it kind of takes me back to some of those memes you see on the internet of, like, who are you engaged? You know, hey, this is your girlfriend, this is her brother, this is her ex-boyfriend, this is her dad. Kind of one of those situations. And then it turns out that the big bad the big bad mentions he's kind of having a problem. And turns out he's having a problem with Kiss. Oh, look at that. All in their fabulous glory. So the one thing with Kiss, they're smart. They don't just do music. They don't just do videos. They were smart about promoting themselves. So, I mean, they've had various comics throughout the years, action figures that kind of tied into the comics, even a cartoon show, if I remember correctly. So, if anybody is a Kiss fan, I definitely think this is worth picking it up, just because it's a fun read. It really is. And as a D&D fan, it kind of gives me a little bit of those D&D vibes with the fact that, you know, you're fighting a big bad in a castle, you know, and, you know, it's definitely, it's a good story. It's fun. It is really definitely a fun, quick read. So I would definitely recommend picking that up. So just to recap for this week, we had Kiss the End from Dynamite. We had Faithless from Boom Studios. And we had Fair Lady from Image Comics. Like I said, all these are great reads. Like I said, definitely a fun read. If you are a Kiss fan, pick it up. It's great. Because it's what you would expect from a Kiss comic. It's a lot of fun, little bit cheesy, little bit of, I don't want to say mockery, but kind of like, it's very similar to watching Metalopocalypse. Kiss very much kind of goes that same route in their comics, and it's kind of fun. So I would definitely recommend picking these up. Like I said, always, make sure you guys comment below. Tell me what kind of comics you're reading. What kind of comics are you looking for? Is there any particular story that draws you to a comic, or what makes you pick the comics you pick? So guys, for now, like I said, don't ever hesitate to forget to post those comments down below. But for now, guys, this is going to be Shield Maiden signing out. I will see you guys again. Might see you Friday, because I do have kind of an unboxing I need to get done. I fell a little bit behind on those last week, but I want to make sure I get that done this week for you. So maybe I'll do that Friday. We'll see. We'll see how things go. But guys, as always, fly those geek flags high till next time. See you later.